All right, Child's Dragon, what you got?
So I've been thinking and wondering and kind of evaluating everything. And went through a drive-thru the other day, and I paid my money, and I got some change. And, you know, my truck has a quarter. It's got a little change dispenser. Maybe not dispenser, holder.
Yeah.
It's got quarters, nickels, and dimes. So then the pennies have to go in the cup holder or on the floor or wherever the hell else they go. Mm-hmm. And then I wonder, why in the hell do we got pennies? Because you can't get shit for a penny now. I remember back in my youth, you could go down and get a Tootsie Roll for a penny.
Yeah.
So if you found some pennies on the ground, you could go get something.
For all the Holland listeners, the true Holland Dutchmen, you could go to the Holland house and get a piece of double bubble.
Yeah, there you go.
For a penny.
So Abington had a little general store at the bottom of the hill, and they had the jars up top, and there's Tootsie Rolls, Double Bubble, I think little Laffy Taffies. But yeah, so you could get something for a penny. Like,
yeah.
You could take that money
30 years ago
and spend that money. Don't say 30 years ago.
What?
Makes me sound old.
Well, I mean, I'm right there with you,
Dave. You're about 40, dude.
I know. But anyway, so I got to looking it up. It costs 2.72 cents to make a penny. Now, if you took your penny and took it to the recycling center, you could get 2.39 cents for that penny. So why in the hell are we still making pennies? Like, why do they exist? I don't know what the purpose of them is.
Well, I think at some time Helen Keller said we need to.
Now, Helen Keller was full of shit. We all know
she's a
that.
fake. Everybody knows that.
I'm just going to throw this out there, Smoke Daddy. This is the content that people come to love about really questioning why we're producing pennies. I'm just going to throw this out there for you. It involves our federal government. So if it makes sense for us probably not to do it, we're just going to do it anyway.
So taxes, it has to be something with taxes. And
I read some headline of an article that said they would lose $4 million a year if they stopped making a penny. But if it's costing you nearly 3 times as much to make it, there's no freaking way. Like, what the hell's going on?
Well, I mean, I'm just going to throw this out there. We don't really care about how much money we spend as a government. I mean, we're literally pulling it off the printer and just, I mean, that's why we have the problems we have right now. We're not going to get into it. We're not going to get into
Ukraine.
it.
We don't
get into it. We don't dabble into that. But I get your point. I appreciate your point. But I was getting breakfast at Taco Bell today. Don't tell my wife or Doc Flamian.
I've never had Taco Bell breakfast.
Oh, the breakfast crunch wrap supreme. Whew.
Now, that was something you could do with a penny.
Supreme.
Remember the little...
well, damn it, Dave, if you let me finish, I'm going to tell you.
Sorry, spinny thing.
My total bill was something in 12 cents.
Yes.
And guess what? I reached into the little jar thing in the truck, pulled out 2 nickels and 2 pennies, and paid. So
the funny thing that I don't get is well, it's always like, hey, you know, do you have 2 pennies? Like if say your bill's like 20.
Yeah, so they can give you $1 back instead of 98 cents.
Exactly, like that kind of shit. Like that's where they get you.
Yeah.
But
the other thing is,
why would they? If we eliminated pennies,
it wouldn't be an issue. They would just have to change their prices.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You would have to change your prices.
And here's the other thing. Do you have like a set amount of change that you'll put in your pocket and carry?
No.
Because I think
I don't carry any change in my pocket until I receive it, and then it either falls out in the laundry. So there's change on my dresser.
You know there's some old timers.
Does your dad?
I don't know if Papa Frank carries
My
change
grandpa
anymore.
Bill.
I bet he does have change.
Wild Bill.
$1.07 everywhere it goes. And
Wild
change.
Bill used to have $5,000 in his wallet.
That's wild to me still, by the way.
$5,000 in his wallet and probably $7 in change in his pocket.
You could hear him coming a mile away.
The fact of the matter that he could keep his
britches
up with his no-assed. He was just like us. Where you think me and my dad got it from? All he had was a back with a crack in it.
Yeah.
And a big old, like, 3-inch wide Western belt all the time.
Hell
some
yeah.
sort of.
Dave would have loved Wild Bill.
Oh, goddamn. Yes, he was a dandy. You sure would have. But, like, anytime when I was a kid, I guarantee you, anytime we'd go out to eat every weekend. Ponderosa, Great Wall,
Two things no longer with us.
Neps,
Cheese and peas.
the Black Buggy, we would go out to eat with
Buffets.
my shit. Yeah, we'd go out there. Best bang for your buck.
I went to a buffet for lunch today.
No,
Which
way.
one?
Lee's Super Buffet down the way from
Yeah,
Walmart.
baby.
Tried their sushi. It wasn't bad.
Down the way-
you ballsy bastard, you.
Down the way from Walmart.
In
Yeah,
Jasper.
on the strip mall. By
In the same.
yeah,
That's the one you go to?
Dollar Tree. or
When I roll all you can eat buffet, I go to the one there in Germantown.
Oh yeah.
Little bit of a
Sketch.
operation.
They've got mozzarella sticks, though, on there.
Do they have the bananas covered in the like strawberry?
Pudding shit. Hey, if you can't eat mozzarella sticks, cheese pizza, and
Chicken wings.
chicken wings,
It's not a true all you can eat.
Chinese buffet. But anyway, when I was
Hey,
a
we
kid,
need to go down to Evansville.
Oh, go to the super crazy buffet.
Crazy
I was
buffet.
thinking, oh, God.
We do. Oh,
Hold on a minute. Let me tell Wild Bill's story.
No, I want to keep interrupting you because you do it to me. So I was down there with Dad for. I was down there with Dad for something, and we were going to get lunch, and we ended up going to Chick-fil-A, and I was like, "Well, Dad, we could stop in here to the old Golden." I ain't eating.
Yeah.
Goddamn Golden Corral.
Anyway, Grandpa Bill would carry $47 worth of change in his pocket. And as children, me and my brother, anytime we'd go out to eat, if they had a gumball machine or a tattoo machine or a whatever bullshit.
Bouncy ball.
Yeah, whatever it was.
One of them little sticky hand things.
Yep.
You could get shit.
God,
with.
I love those. Anyway, I would say, Grandpa, hey, can I have 50 cents? Or what'd your mom say? Who cares what my mom said?
She said to ask you.
You got 50 cents? Yeah, hell yeah, I do. And he'd just take his whole freaking hand in his pocket and just pull a big old pile out.
all.
Pull a big old pile out and lay it on the ground. Okay, here's 50 for you. Here's 50 for you. Anybody else need quarters? Shit like that. Then he'd just rake it all back in and put it in his pocket. All the time, man. That's wild. And that shit's dying. And I don't like it.
Now, my great-grandpa Clifford Smoker.
Big red dog.
Oh,
And,
Cliff.
Love it.
Cliff dog.
So he was, this is going to be, he started out on Smoker Farm. It was his dad's and it was his and it was my you know how that works.
Yes.
But he moved into town there when my grandpa moved in and took over. That was before my time. But he'd drive by the house. And we didn't see Grandpa Clifford and Grandma Mary very often, just kind of holidays, unless they were out on a cruise in the Buick. He'd swing by Dad's driveway, and he'd see us out there, and he'd pull in real slow. He'd just pull up. Hey. He'd flag us over, me and my sister. We'd walk over there. Hey, Grandpa Clifford. And he'd reach in his pocket, and he'd pull out the little rubber coin purse.
Oh, yeah. Pinch it together.
He'd pinch it together and give us each a quarter. You don't spend that in one place now. And then they'd leave, and that was it. Like, that was just the end of it. But they'd stop off to give us each a quarter. And
you know those
Don't
little
you go?
purses?
Don't spend that in one place now.
well, back in the time, I'd get you 25 Tootsie Roll.
That's right.
God dang, you need 25 Tootsie Roll.
Damn inflation. I think the change thing. It's a wild. I don't know. People don't carry it anymore because people don't carry cash. But then now, as these places start charging you 3-4% for,
Yeah.
I think cash will. I think cash and checks will be back sooner than later.
And
but
the sooner we back it with gold, the better off we'll be.
attaboy, Dave. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. But I just think that like that old man thing of carrying like coins and stuff comes from life experiences. To where like you got that little bit of, and to be honest, when we go down to the Legion for breakfast on Saturdays, shout out our boy
Jason
There it is.
Jason Miller down there, and he, the kids will go over there to the M&M machine over there, and they'll start.
Hell yeah.
And I'll be like, damn it, kids, we spent all of our money on pull tabs. We didn't have any winners. But I guess I'm just going to start carrying some change and doing that. But Zoe and I had a conversation. She's like, you can cash these Raider bucks in for money.
Oh, yeah.
And I go,
Yeah.
honey, there's no way they give you money for these Raider. She goes, no, you can. I said, well, start cashing yours in so we got a little bit to get some pull tabs down at the Legion. She goes, no, Dad, I'm not going to do that.
It's for the bookstore.
Yeah. So,
That's right.
I mean,
They got to hustle. That's for sure.
That's right.
that is very true. That is very true.
All right. Well,
Thank you.
That's what I had. That's what I was wondering about.
that's a banger topic.
Yeah.